You've been watching decentralized finance for a while now. Seen some people make a fortune, others lose everything. You want to get involved now, but the complexity is insane. The risk, unbearable. Let's face it, you have no time to specialize in decentralized apps, and no money to lose either. Well, there is an easy way to earn returns from DeFi. A solution with no trading involved, no hassle. A place where you're always in control. Just deposit funds and watch your savings grow. We're talking about an app. We're talking about the YELD app. DeFi banking in your pocket.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another live AMA with YELD app. I am today joined by Jan Strandberg, our Chief Growth Officer, and of course our CEO, Tim Frost. You know him and love him well from all of the very magical gifs that are out there, including the one with the sunglasses where he's dancing like a cowboy. That's my personal favorite. Hi guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey Rebecca, hey Jan.
So today we put out a pretty big update. We revealed our upcoming V2 tier rewards restructure, as well as some really crucial and important information about YLD. So Tim, could you tell us a little bit about it for those that haven't had a chance yet to see it, which is on our blog, by the way, for anybody that wants to go and read the full version after this. Could you tell us a little bit about why we have done this and what's the thinking behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, I mean, this is actually one of the most highly requested, I think, informational pieces from us, from our community for many months. So it was well overdue. And so we did make some changes recently. And obviously that sparked a lot of questions, which, well, led by you, Rebecca, we kind of came back and decided, okay, let's help clarify this information for people of obviously what's the future of YLD look like. And so, initially when we bootstrapped YELD app to get off the ground, I mean, what we really wanted to offer was kind of market leading rates. So we initially on our stable coins in Ether were able, up to 10% on the base assets and 10% in YLD, which we kind of very proud to be able to offer. Obviously, as market conditions change and our assets under management continue to grow, we just continue to adjust, as the business evolves. And so today we're managing close to $500 million, well kind of ahead of initial kind of forecast. And as the whole crypto market has, I guess, exploded during this last year, and so we're continue to adapt with it. And with the endless kind of consultations, what we're doing with our community. And so I think a lot of people listening to this call, you guys had input on ultimately what you wanted to see. And, the overwhelming feedback we want is people wanted the highest rate base assets on their base assets in the industry. So earning on your Bitcoin, Ether, your stable coins, and all the other assets going to come to continue earning those market leading yields. So we restructured the token economics for a certain reason, and the biggest thing is to kind of slow down our emissions rate. We did have a minting event today, 14 million YLD, and we realize that is quite a significant amount of YLD, and those are kind of reward tokens for the most part that are coming off and coming to you active yielders on the YELD app, kind of earning those daily YLD returns. So we have restructured it. We particularly wanted to really offer or kind of our top tier backers the highest rates on the base assets. So we've kind of restructured this. There's been a lot of work to go into. Actually, I'd say about 4 or 5 months of work to get to this point, and numerous simulations to what we think is going to make a very healthy and sustainable YLD ecosystem that's going to help drive YELD out for the years to come.
And you mentioned, or we mentioned rather in the update, that we're doing this not primarily, but certainly one of the key reasons is to manage YLD emissions, and that is because we've had large AUM growth. Can we just pick that out a little bit? Can you go into a bit of detail on that?
Yes. Well, I said in a little over 8 months, I mean, we've gone from zero to about $500 million. And so, as YLD is based in, is denominated in US dollars when it's ultimately, sent out for those rewards. So, there's this discrepancy that we've had in the amount of assets under management we have in the YLD. What we want to do is obviously slow down the emissions rate. So we're making dramatic cuts, from 10 to 6 to 3% for our top tier members. And overall, we're going to slow down the amount of YLD that's coming that's coming into kind of existence every day, which we think is going to lead to a much more healthy ecosystem. I said.
Okay. And you touched on the consultation that we've been having with the community around this and other issues. Jan, would you like to give us a little bit more detail on the kinds of consultation feedback that we've been doing with the community on this?
Yeah, for sure. So we had a lot of different calls, different conversation, and big thank you everyone. Like we've been hearing you out. We've been hearing you out in Discord. We've been hearing you out in Zoom. Everywhere we take that feedback, we go back to the team, we iterate, and try to basically come up the best way to iterate forward. I think overall, like the feedback what we got from the first versions, very, very good. We realized that, hey, this is not the way we want to go, and we changed it a little bit. And I think the overall what we came up with is very good. So a big thank to everyone. Big thank to being very vocal about some things. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We do love to listen to our very active and vocal community, guys. So always do be sending in your feedback because we do be listening to it, we promise. So Tim, could we maybe go into a little bit more detail about why we have come to this particular version? What are the kind of key features that have made us decide on this one?
In this YLD structure you're referring to?
On the tier rewards restructure for V2, yes. Sorry, I should have been clearer.
Yeah, so in particular, I mean, the core of this business is our tier 5 and soon to be the diamond tier users from YELD app, and they are the majority of the assets under management. And so, we really want to kind of restructure this. And while the average amount of daily yields that we're paying on the base assets are not necessarily going to be different, it's going to be skewed upwards for those that are kind of diamond members, and so we really particularly want to reward them in particular, but yet still on the bronze tier, kind of offer higher rates than our competitors are still offering. So we think it's a little bit something for everyone. I realize that not everyone's going to be kind of satisfied as we're not going to satisfy everyone with every decision, but just be able to really run these forecasts as we continue to grow from this 65,500 million assets under management now to hundreds of thousands and a few $1 billion assets under management, which we kind of see in this kind of coming into the coming months. So we just really wanted to build this model, and there's a lot of questions. Some of our competitors have really complex token models where you have to essentially it's a kind of a part-time job just to be able to kind of manage your own portfolio to make sure you still are in a certain earning bracket. And so keeping it extremely simple was kind of key to everything we wanted to do. Knowing that if you hold 20,000 YLD, you're going to earn on that, you're going to continue earning on that, and you're going to earn the highest base assets that we offer from now and moving forward.
I'm thinking what I might do is just give a quick preview actually of the table for those that haven't seen this. So this, guys, is available on our blog, but I'd like to share it just now so that we can show anybody that hasn't seen it on our blog yet what it does look like. So bear with me as my computer shares my screen. Here we are. So this is the current V2 tier rewards restructure preview as it stands on our blog, YLD.app/. v2.tokens.com/blog for anybody that would like to go and read it. And as you'll see here, we have renamed the tiers to a bronze, silver, gold, diamond structure. And then we have we've added a little bit more flexibility into the way that we pay the YLD bonus, in that there is an option to be paid all returns in YLD, and that's both it's on stable coins, Ethereum, or Ether rather, Bitcoin. And then we have a YLD on YLD option here, which allows staking and locked for 12 months. Tim, we've had a few questions on the difference between staking and locked. Could you maybe go into that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll try to make this really clear, hopefully, for everyone. And so there's going to be 3 states of YLD in the V2 rollout. There's going to be your wallet, there's going to be staked, and then there's going to be locked. In particular, the staked YLD, which is liquid. So you have no kind of time blocking any type of mechanism when you have your YLD staked, and you'll be earning on it. So 4, 5, 6% for if you're holding a minimum of 1,000 YLD. For all YLD that's locked above 1,000 YLD, you'll be earning 12% on the base assets for 12 months. In particular, there's a lot of things that we really want to build, and we're trying to build out a long-term community that want to be with us for the years to come. And so we're really encouraging kind of our diamond tier and our all of our members and all of our tiers kind of to lock down some YLD with us long term, as we continue to kind of grow out our tier structures and what we're going to be able to offer at different levels in the coming months. I think there's a lot of exciting things that you'll see once we do have this full V2 rollout, and just as we continue to just be able to offer more and more for our diamond members, and particularly those that are going to be locking down some YLD for long term.
Great. I have zoomed in a little bit more because I got some feedback that my screen was too small. But again, if you guys do want to go and see this in full, please head over to our blog and you will see the entire document there.
Another thing, right? Like as you can see right here, the ability to earn all in YLD. I see, and that is an option for the user. Again, we're trying to cater to a lot of different kind of requests that have came out over the last year. And so we do have a lot of hardcore Yield app community members that want to be able to earn all the rewards in YLD. So we're making this an option, and we actually do offer you kind of a bonus premium for taking all your rewards in YLD.
Fantastic. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit more to our emissions projection, just to kind of cover that again, because it's quite a nice visual. So this is our projected YLD emissions. Could you run us through this a little?
Yeah, and I think this is probably a good representation. Obviously, we had the TG event, the token generation event, December 2020, and had our initial kind of distribution schedule, and with kind of everything that was kind of planned on that. With the launch of Yield app, especially with very very minimal assets under management, we had very slow emissions. Once we kind of hit kind of the summer months, the emission schedule really started to kind of escalate to a point where we need to make changes kind of now to just kind of ensure the longevity and the strength of YLD. So we have kind of the 6%, which is kind of reflected in the middle line, and as you can see, the third line, which will slow the emissions rate even further. These are our forecasts, based on assets under management, and be able to kind of estimate the weight of the YLD price versus the cumulative assets under management. So, but we'll continue to tweak things as we move forward. But we feel that in any regard that we'll be able to continue offering market leading rates is really our true mission.
Perfect. Well, I shall put our faces back on full, and we'll go back to screen sharing in a bit. So we've delivered a few things from the kind of V2 package. We've managed to get some fiat on-ramps or a fiat on-ramp onto the platform, with some more in-house solutions to come, I believe. And we've launched our Bitcoin fund, and now we've obviously revealed the tier reward structure. So can we say anything more? Can we show anything more of V2?
I think we can. What do you say, Tim?
Yeah, actually, I think it'd be great. So please.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main questions at the moment that we're getting, like when is V2 coming up and so forth. I'm happy to share my screen and show some slides that we've been working on. And basically, I think overall, there will be testers soon, quite a lot. So let's go for it.
Yeah, go ahead, share it, and and also on the testing side, we've said this before, but we are doing lots of internal testing at the moment, right?
Yes, that's correct. And I think overall in 2, 3, 4 weeks time, I think we can start onboarding testers more and more. It's very close group at the moment, but tests are going good, and I think a lot of positive things are happening. But anyway, let's go through it a little bit. So converter page. So we've been actually
Oh,
much
Jan,
of our
sorry, could you
main,
zoom in on your screen a little bit because it's a little bit small?
of
Is that
course,
possible? Yeah, no.
doesn't work. Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it
Sorry,
there.
guys. You have to bear with me. Anyway, our long-term goal and what we get a lot from the community at the moment is that, hey, they want to swap their assets to different assets, right? And I think that would be something that is very beneficial for everyone. And I think that's something that we've been working on really well. So if you guys see here, you can basically swap your assets really easy. We will start with low liquidity at start, but eventually we will add here more and more assets. And I think overall on the partnership sides, there will be more and more partnership coming around different tokens and different digital assets, which is good. It will be very fast also to swap your assets. And I think some of the things that we built here are very straightforward. All right. And the dashboard and home screen. As you guys can see here, you guys will see right away when you log in your earnings, which is very important. You can see the YLD price. You can see the recent activity. So if you guys have deposited, done any actions on the app, you will see it here right away. Something notable is also the Euro screen here. So if you don't want to see your currency in stable coins, or sorry, USDT or US, you can put it in euros and other currencies, which I think it's very awesome. You can right away deposit. You will have also here the other products that we will be launching eventually, but the funds you can access right away from the dashboard. And you can also see the assets right away. And as you can see, I'm a diamond tier here, so that's nice.
And just to say as well, the assets that are shown there, they're not the final assets that we're going to be, because we've got a couple of new ones. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. So as again I said, we will be adding more and more assets. Now when we have V2, we can much faster and much easier basically get assets on the platform. And I think that's something that will be next year very, very heavily focused on getting more and more assets and getting more and more APY fund products out. And on the wallet side, again, you can see recent activities. If you push it, you would see where is it come from, what chain is it from, and so forth. We will start implementing other chains, which we have been very vocal about. So we will want to be chain agnostic, which is very important, I think, in the coming days because of Ethereum gas prices and so forth. We do understand the gas prices has been very, very high on ETH, and ETH going all-time high all the time doesn't really help the gas prices, right? But overall, about the brand and I would say the UX, it's much clearer than before. And this is the way we want to go. I think a clear UX is what will make us very, very good and basically shine over others. And simplicity again, like we don't want to make a product that our parents or our friends would not use, and I think that's very important. And again, like thanks for the feedback from a lot of people. I know that there's beta testers and there's a lot of different people giving us feedback constantly. You can always reach out to me, to the team, whoever is on the chat. Like we're always there. But overall, I think V2 is very, very near, and I feel very positive with Tim that it's a product that has been it's been taking a long time, but I think it's well deserved.
So can we possibly flip back to the first slide that you showed us just there, the first screenshot?
Yeah,
The
sure.
convert. So is this effectively where people will be able to swap different assets? Is this?
That's correct. So you will just
Okay.
click here and you will get a different kind of assets. You can have here USDC to Ethereum. You can have here USDT to BTC and so forth. Eventually we will have more assets here, which will be good, but we want to be one-stop place to convert your assets. Like I think it's very frustrating if you have to go to other places to convert your assets, or you want to convert and you want to maybe use your stable coins or Ethereum for something else. I think it's very important that you have everything in our platform.
So we've actually had a couple of questions coming in live as well as previously as well about fees around swaps. So for example, Tar Frost has asked on YouTube this evening whether or not we would be able to swap without any fees. Do we have any sense of the fees on swaps at the moment?
We don't have any feedback yet, but I think for diamond tiers it will be. We haven't decided yet, but more information to come. But I think our liquidity overall is very good. So we will have very lucrative swap options.
Okay.
Yeah, the goal on this, obviously, we want to make this a very competitive service with the industry at large. So having enough liquidity sources. So initially on this V2 rollout, we will have initial pretty low levels on the swapping capabilities. So, but one of the most highly requested features is to be able to swap YLD into other assets, which we'll also be able to offer on launch. And so, as Jan said, as we grow this out, and we have a vision to really supporting the majority of the top assets in the industry, and yes, we will be very competitive on the pricing wise, but no, we don't have full information on that. It's still in the we're still in that product phase, but without an actual user. So still some discovery still yet to be done.
Okay, so Tar, more information to come on that. Another kind of top question that we've been getting on our community channels actually since we announced this morning is what will happen at the end of the 12-month stake. So as we went through just now, there is an option to stake your YLD for 12 months for a higher APY for YLD on YLD. What will happen at the end of that period, Tim?
Well, actually, and just to clarify, so when you are locking your YLD for 12 months, your funds are essentially locked up. And the daily rewards that you're going to be earning on that is going to actually go into your staking wallet. So it will be essentially available for users. And as it's locked, it's still going to be earning a base return for assets that are in your staking wallet as well.
Okay, so you will have your YLD locked for 12 months, but then you will be getting your rewards daily, and that will go into your staking wallet.
Yes, that's correct.
Got it. Okay, great. And so after that 12-month period, the funds will be unlocked, and then I guess you would have an option to relock them if you wanted to.
Yes, again, it's kind of hard to forecast that 12 months out, but we've been working on different ideas. In particular, we really want to build out this long-term ecosystem user base, and that 12-month option will probably not be available for forever. So we really want to offer this, especially for these early adopters, everyone that's here now.
Yeah. And would you have the option to keep relocking smaller amounts? So for example, if you did get a lot of returns, and you wanted to kind of lock that again, would you be able to do that?
That has been actually requested. Again, I think during the testing phase with our clients, I think that this is one of the areas that we're waiting for feedback on if this is. But we have the technical capabilities of essentially compounding your YLD that's locked.
Okay, so that'll be something we'll be going into a little bit further. So, I mean, a lot of the questions we've been getting are very technical questions, and of course, this is at the moment, our preview. So, of course, we might not be able to answer all of them, but we'll see what we can do. So we have another question here. So the earned YLD over locked YLD will also be locked on V2. I think we just answered that question. So effectively, what you earn on your locked YLD will go into your staking wallet, and that will be unlocked effectively. So I think that we have covered that one. The other question we've had is around a probably slightly unlikely scenario, but let's go with it anyway. If everybody on the platform decided to take maximum APY, which would mean basically getting all of their returns in YLD, would that not lead to higher emissions of YLD?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, we've had this feedback. We've had numerous questions going out. So, our initial forecasts were about 10% of users would probably want to take all their rewards in YLD. If everyone wanted to, in just short, of course, that we would ultimately have to continue to adjust. So our initial plan is obviously to continue rebuying back YLD on the market. And if all users took all rewards in YLD, well, I think that's kind of a pretty far-fetched idea, but we'd have to adjust. Naturally, to continue to make this sustainable. But that we have modeled this out. If we do project about 10% of our AUM is taking their rewards in YLD, what those actual buybacks are going to be looking like. But we have designed this in such a way so you will have compounding on your base assets. But if you do choose to take all YLD, that there is actually no compounding. And so we actually have engineered this because it comes up, and naturally, people are going to figure out how to can ultimately kind of gamify the system, right? And we're kind of aware of this, and naturally, people are going to want to figure out how to maximize. But the logic in V2, if you just took your rewards, tried to swap them for the base assets and try to compound them, there's kind of mechanisms in place in just the V2 logic where essentially you probably be better off just earning on the base assets if that's your ultimate intention. But you can be sure our CTO, I think, watches these things quite carefully. But overall, like anything, listen, we will see how the customer behavior is, and overall, the goal is to have a better yield app for the community. What you guys have been asking for, all the features, everything you guys have been asking for. this is what's coming in this launch, and that's what we're so excited about.
But
I think something here.
Oh, sorry, Jan. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think something here also that we're trying to figure out more and more utilities for the token itself. And I think once we roll out more and more products and we mature more, I think the utility itself for YLD will become more and more usable. Let's say like this. So.
And it's fair to say that the majority of our users are using us to earn a stable income. Well, yes, a stable income on their base asset. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So it would be a fairly unlikely scenario that we of course we welcome it, for those that really are super dedicated to yield out. But yeah, I think to answer your question on Telegram, I don't have a name, but it would be a fairly unlikely scenario, I think. And if it did happen, then we would have to reassess, I think is probably the answer to that question. So we'll move to live questions, and we have had lots and lots and lots of live questions. So thanks guys for sending them in. Our first one, are there any plans to add free withdrawals depending on the tier, e.g. 1 month for bronze, 1 week for silver, 2 weeks for gold, and so on? Do we have any plans for free withdrawals depending on the tier?
Well, this is something we are exploring, and we want to be able to offer at some point, but it's not going to be rolled out in the initial V2 launch. But offering free withdrawals for Diamond members is something that we're highly kind of looking at right now, and very highly requested. So.
And that question was sent in by Enrique Gonzalez. I did miss your name, Enrique. Forgive me. So thank you for that question. Question number 2. Hi, are you ready for possible USDT problems or USDT and all of its bad press? As you know, there is no 100% coverage in cash and various sanctions can be expected. And that's from Miroslav Samojic on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest questions in crypto, right? It's bigger than just Yield app. What's the future of Tether look like? I mean, it's kind of the lifeblood of crypto, for better or worse. And so, I mean, absolutely, we've had numerous kind of risk meetings on the topic of what ultimately would happen. But I guess one of our biggest things is, if you do personally as an individual have concerns, about the future of Tether, I wouldn't hold it, and I wouldn't invest with it. So there are other stable coins, and we do take USDC, and we are adopting more and more stable coins in the near future as well.
Yeah, and do you have any thoughts to add on USDT?
No, I think Tim said pretty well. Like, look at your own risk profile and make decisions on that.
Okay. Question number 3. Are you confident that the yield on yield rewards are high enough compared to selling for more stables? I think we may have potentially just addressed that question. And then we have a second part. Even at 12 months locked, you make 50% more APY if you just sell those YLD for more USDT. So I think this is from Oscar Moloch, who is one of those people looking to gamify the system, and I think we might have already addressed that question. All right, Oscar,
maybe I'll just touch on this. I mean, guys, we get it, and we do appreciate it, and we love the creativity, but we do have a pretty hardcore CTO, and he's determined to beat you at the gamification. So,
he's very good at that. He's very good at that.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, you will. But I mean, overall, I mean, if your goal is to earn the highest rates on the base asset, my suggestion is probably be a diamond tier and earn in the base asset and take that extra 3% in YLD. If your goal is to hold YLD long term, and we do appreciate all of you, and that option is available today.
Perfect. Question for Tim. Oh gosh, we get this every AMA. It's one of Justin's fans. When can we hear Justin's smooth, soothing voice again on these AMAs? Do we have any?
Justin himself.
Yeah, it's Justin. Justin,
go away.
Go away. Go and find something else to do. All right.
I think we'll bring Justin out when we get the V2 rollout. How about that? And he can get this beautiful voice, the rollout there.
Right. We'll will him out of his cave when it comes to V2 launch time. At the moment, he's busily trying to keep everything going. All right.
I think one thing that we just really wanted the community to hear from more of the people behind Yield app. I mean, obviously, Jan's it's a big part of the Yield app team, and just wanted to give the community a chance to hear from Jan directly.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tim.
No, I mean, as we know, that was Justin asking that question anyway. So, or maybe we can do a poll. Who wants to hear more from Justin? Okay. Will we have Euro on ramps and the possibility to swap in stable coins? That is from GPVDE Internet. I'm not going to trying to pronounce that. I think we might have covered that already.
Yeah, we're trying to add more stable coins, definitely, and look into different possibilities.
Yeah, and is a Euro on ramp in the plans?
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. We have another question from Tar Frost on YouTube. Are there bonuses for those that hold 50,000 YLD tokens or more? Now, I believe this is a question. This is something that we were previewing and discussing previously. Have we thought any more about that, Tim?
Yeah, it's something that's very, very highly considered. I think some people have seen some samples kind of floating around. It is. So we're constantly kind of evaluating, especially the YLD structure. So I'm not going to rule it out, but it's not a given that's going to be in here at this time. And we're really, we have that 20,000 YLD kind of threshold, but we are continuing to think of other ways that we can reward those that hold beyond 20,000 YLD as well.
Oh, in fact, why don't we come, because we did actually in the update today go into the extra benefits that are available for not only diamond tier, but then also those that hold $100,000 or more with us. Perhaps, Jan, would you go into the extra benefits for diamond tier?
Yeah, for sure. So we are rolling out the fund. Well, it's not the fund management, but let's say we have more and more people joining the team, and we understand like, hey, we need to have a personal touch with a lot of you guys. And I personally and team get a lot of direct messages from you, and we're trying to keep up with the good work that we've done so far, but we want more personal relationship with all of you. And that means that we have hired a lot of new people that basically are, let's say, keeping in touch with you and keeping you guys happy. I think team can also say about that a little bit more, but relationship managers are here, and we're trying to keep a good relationship. And again, like, keep messaging me, keep messaging team. I'm also been traveling quite a lot, and it's been happy to meet you guys face to face. I'm in Portugal now, so if anyone wants to meet up, I'm always happy. Like, don't hesitate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to kind of touch on a few things. I mean, we really value obviously our diamond members, and obviously we want to have a more personalized experience. So while this is digital, we want to have that personal touch. And so York Hughes actually, those I think that maybe have seen him on here before, and you could see him on the website. He's building out our relationship manager program. Today we have, I believe, over 1,000 now users with us with over $100,000 invested. And overall, we want you to have a personal contact at YELD App. I mean, you can always reach out to me and Jan, but we're going to have dedicated relationship managers for everyone. So we'll provide more information in the near term. But we've hired some of our first relationship managers, and actually they came experienced professionals from within our community of guys that are just extremely passionate about the YELD App and everything that we're building here, and have kind of dropped everything they're doing in life to join our team. And we're very thrilled to have some of these guys who have recently joined us. And so, if you want to learn more about that, like I said, you can just go ahead and on our Telegram and support. If you're interested in getting in touch with your own relationship manager, and we just want to make sure that personal touch. I think it is so important, and oftentimes so missed in the digital age that we're in today, right? So we're digital, we're efficient, but we still want you to have someone here at YELD App that you can reach out to 24/7 if you have questions or concerns.
Perfect. And yes, we do go into more detail on the personal relationship manager program on our blog, so please do head there for more information. We do also outline some perks for our diamond tier members, and that includes VIP support, VIP chat room, and priority access for the YELD App card program. Now, the YELD App card program, that's a very exciting, hot topic, shall we say, that people are excited about in our community channels. Can we give any more information on the YELD App card program?
Yeah, it is in development. I mean, I'll give people kind of an update on the timeline of kind of what to expect. I mean, obviously, we're in that final stages of V2. The mobile app will be rolled out shortly afterwards, and obviously that's the core of what we're doing. You'll see some very strong fiat rails implemented at this time as well, and so we're that's all kind of in that pipeline. And a card program, and we've kind of expanded our team, brought in some really top tier professionals that have really built some great things in the crypto card kind of space. And so these things are coming. I mean, I really hate to put estimates on this, but you're looking at Q2 2022. We've moved that particularly down in the pipeline, just because there's so much more highly requested, features and products and assets that people are constantly requesting. So, so we got a, into quite a busy end of this year, and another few months, or I guess a few first quarters of 2022 that are going to be quite exciting with a lot of rollouts as well.
And of course, when it comes to doing anything within the traditional finance infrastructure, it ain't easy. So, when it comes to on-ramps and cards and so on, they are definitely one of the more tricky things to administrate. So we have a question from Chinaville on YouTube. What are some of the possibilities of future tokens supported on YELD? I know Big Tim was talking about Filecoin and possibly Near in the future. Any other ideas? I didn't know that you had a nickname, Big Tim.
Wow.
But do we
I heard on that before.
do we have a more definitive list? Yeah, and you might even be able to give more information on this, on the coins and tokens we're considering adding.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't disclose anything at this point.
Big Tim?
Yeah, I think we can disclose a couple that are coming in the near term. DAI is highly requested in BNB, So, like everything you touched on, we're these things are in the pipelines. It's, just a matter of implementing them and building out those ultimate fund structures, which, is I guess all in progress.
Mm-hmm. Any plans for Shiba Inu? We know what
maybe
a
a
fan
Shiba
of meme
Inu
coins.
ETF or what? Or an index. I don't know.
So no plans for dog meme coins, no?
Unfortunately, no, not at this point.
Not yet.
Not right now. Give it time. Who knows? So we have a question from Vittorio C. How do we stake the YLD for 12 months? Is it automatically done, or do I have to enable an option on the web page? So what will it just be clicking a button to stake for 12 months?
Yeah, we'll have it, it's pretty clearly laid out in the product set. So, you'll have the option of obviously staking or locking your YLD or locking your staked YLD, and it'll have very clear kind of instructions that you are locking your YLD for 12 months. So
I think that's something that we've been working on really well with version 2. Like everything needs to be very simple, and I think that's something that will be our main selling point also in the future. Being a simple platform that anyone can use.
Right, because there has historically been a bit of confusion over where YLD should sit in the platform, right?
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to solve here.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so yeah, so it will be a case of either staking or locking, and both of those options will be made very, very clear within the platform. So we're hoping to kind of clear up any confusion around that, but do keep sending your questions in and we will answer them if we can around the staking and locking process. So we have a question from Johnny. Is there any plan to evolve the in-app swap into a full ledger exchange or a way to connect to a DEX directly? That sounds like quite an ambitious task, but do we have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's going to be like an RFQ platform, right? And obviously having multiple liquidity sources. So that's obviously what our goal is, obviously to tap into the best sources of liquidity for those types of conversions. And yes, we absolutely do anticipate some of those will be directly into DEXs.
Okay, exciting times. Jan, this is one of your favorite topics. Are you opening any virtual offices in the Metaverse? From Ole, Johnny, Devik. Jan, are we going to open any offices in the Metaverse?
We're very open to it. We're looking at Metaverse very, very closely. Tim, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're completely open to it. I think it's very cool and creative, and we understand how big this is going to be. So we've talked about this a little bit internally, and so nothing conclusive at this point. But we're open to suggestions and opportunities. So if anyone just find Jan and bring forth opportunities, we're open.
I think something the community wanted to have a party on Metaverse, so that might happen in the future. Let's see.
That would be fun. That'd be really fun. It's kind of starting to feel like you're going to be nobody if you don't have a headquarters in Decentraland. Like
Yes.
maybe it's like getting in on the London property market in the 70s or something, like, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna have a party office in the metaverse, maybe. Not confirmed.
For sure. Happy hours
Maybe.
there.
Yeah. So we have another question from Vittorio. Are you planning to build a feature to download our transactions for tax reports? Now, we get this a lot, obviously, because, you know, regulation and taxes and so on cryptocurrency are ramping up. Do we have any plans around kind of making it easier for our users to report their taxes?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's something that's a kind of a necessity on our side. So in V2, the ability to kind of export your records and your history of your essentially the yields you've earned to date will be available.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to run through some more of our live stream questions, which are coming in thick and fast. One we have from Antoine Piers. Why does limits inside tier 1 I need to withdraw my funds? I'm not sure I fully understand that question. I think perhaps it might be around Antoine, if you can actually just clarify that question for me, then I will ask it again, but I'm not 100% sure on what you mean, but do resend the question and I'll ask it. So we also have another question around staking. Will users be charged gas fees to stake in the new system?
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
It'll be all off-chain.
Okay, so that's all going to be in-house, no gas fees involved, because obviously gas fees are
Correct.
intense at the moment. In fact, I'm looking at my counter and there are 192 at the moment, which is really quite high. Good. All right. Well, I think another few questions we're having are around sort of timelines. Now, of course, you know, nobody ever really wants to talk about timelines because you don't want to make promises you can't keep. But Jan, you've already said that we would be looking to start moving towards kind of closed tier 5 testing in about 3 to 4 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that feels realistic at this point. Like there's been a lot of good progress lately, and I think it's coming along. I'm very, very happy what's going to come out.
Right. But of course, with the software development journey, nothing is ever linear, somewhat like building a house. So, I mean, it's really important to remain flexible to things that do come up. And, you know, it's very important to have a safe product, I would say. We get a lot of that from our users as well, saying that they'd rather have a kind of safe product than anything else. We have a question on layer 2 solutions. Is there going to be a layer 2 solution for deposits, swaps and sales within the app so users can stay on the platform?
Yeah, so we have more chains coming up for sure. And I think when we launch, we will have another chain on it, but eventually we will have all, or at least most of the layer 2s out there. So stay tuned.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, I think we've run through, unless we have some clarification from Antoine, I think we have come to the end of our live questions for now. So would you guys like to add anything at all on the YLD and tier rewards update? Tim, perhaps you go first. Oh no, Jan,
okay.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I can go first. I think overall, like the feedback what we got from the community and how active the community was, it's helped us a lot. I think in the future we will have more and more community calls. We'll try to also improve our communication. We maybe didn't run some of the things as smoothly as possible, but I think in the future, like, hey, keep up the good work. Like, hit me or Tim always directly, or hit someone else, and we're happy to take feedback. Like, whatever you guys want or need, like, just hit me up or hit Tim up. And if you guys have any good suggestions for more utility, more products, index products, and so forth, or any partnerships, like be vocal about it. We will hear. We're always hearing out.
And Tim, just before I jump to you for your summary, we have had another one coming, which I think would be good to cover. So this is from Eric Carrier, and he has asked why we've chosen to mint 14 million YLD today, because obviously we announced in our update that we've also minted 14 million YLD. Can you go into that?
Yeah, of course. And so, you know, we are periodically minting YLD, and primarily for the amount of rewards that are kind of going out, so all of the users. So we've kind of already put 7 million YLD of the minted that are going to be used for rewards for the ecosystem. So, and really just to kind of touch on, I mean, this is obviously a big part of why we've made these changes right now to the emissions to really slow down the future minting events of more YLD. And so, but yeah, on that, I mean, really like to thank everyone, and we know you've had a lot of patience, and we have such a fantastic community that, I mean, we get so much feedback every day, and we do appreciate this. I mean, we are obviously, it's a community driven company and product. So your feedback, what you want, is really fundamental to the direction that we're going. So we do appreciate it, you taking your time out and watching these AMAs, and we do appreciate all of those people in Discord and Telegram as well, for all the feedback that you give us.
And finally, Sam Schreers asks, can users have a YELD app polo shirt when they stake 20,000 YLD?
I think, yeah, we can come up with something.
Okay.
What do you think,
all
Tim?
right.
What do you think, Tim?
I don't think
Big
we
promise.
I don't think we're going to make that commitment at this point. But, if you, yeah, we'll have to think about that one. I don't like to make rash decisions. So.
Right. That's a very big decision, and we need to make it very, very carefully. But we will certainly take it into consideration, Sam. Okay, great. Well, I think that probably brings us up to time. Thank you, everybody, for the questions you've been sending in across our community channels since we announced this morning, and also live, of course, through YouTube and Facebook. We will be doing another live AMA very soon, alongside more updates as we roll closer and closer to the V2 UX launch. We're really excited. We thank you again for your patience and bearing with us through what has been a slight delay, but we're pretty confident that you are going to be very satisfied with what comes up. So I think that's it. Thanks so much, Jan. Thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks, Sean.
Great. And we will
Thanks,
see
Tim.
you all next time.
Bye.